This video was filmed at the historic Craik-Patton house in Charleston, West Virginia during the summer of 2020. It features a traditional application of lime wash on a reconstructed kitchen mantle made of poplar. Before applying our lime wash, it was necessary for us to remove any traces left by modern tools, such as the bandsaw marks seen here on the mantle, as well as its corbels. Lime wash is predominantly used on masonry surfaces and typically adheres well to rough-cut timber. However, our historic home was built in Charleston prior to the full expansion of industrial sawmills in the Kanawha Valley, so its inclusion would seem out of place in this context. In order to recreate the look of a period kitchen mantle, we attempted to use various tools such as the hewing axe and hand plane to imitate the markings left in the original beams of the house located in the winter kitchen. After hewing areas of the back of the mantle for a preview of what it may look like, we ultimately decided against hewing the visible areas for now, and used an orbital sander with 80 grit sandpaper to remove any bandsaw marks. After removing the marks in the mantle, it was then necessary for us to repeat the process with the kitchen corbels still attached to the wall. The formula for lime wash is very simple. As you can see, it only involves 3 ingredients: salt, pulverized lime, and water. The recipe for lime wash has existed for centuries, but by the time Reverend Craik began construction of this home, oil-based paints would have been available for use on the home's interior and exterior. However, because of its antimicrobial nature and the exclusivity of the kitchen area, this more affordable procedure may have been instituted as a method of creating a cleaner and brighter food preparation area. To test our mixture, we applied a thin layer of wash to a scrap piece of wood and allowed it to dry before taking on the task of applying it to our mantle. As you can see, when first applied, the wash is very thin and translucent, but given time it begins to transform into a brighter and more vivid white, as seen in this time lapse. The next step in the process was to apply the lime wash to the corbels that remained attached to our kitchen walls. Because of the cooler temperatures in this area, the corbels took nearly 2 days longer to completely dry, but are now as white as the rest of the mantle. Lime wash is not recommended for use on historic furnishings because of the nature of the lime and its ability to cause harm to sensitive artifacts. With that in mind, be sure to protect our history by only applying it to masonry such as brick or stone and reconstructed wooden surfaces. Thank you for watching this video. Please join us for a tour of the historic Craik-Patton house Monday through Friday from 10 to 12 and 1 to 4. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram to find out about upcoming events and interesting things going on behind the scenes.